This conference will now be recorded.
You start with the info type videos. I think all of you have received them. Okay, if anyone have not received, I'll share them today. But today, one of the important topic, not just a HR, it's a generic topic. It's a generic topic. So called transport request. It's called transport request. See, if you look at our LSS, you see the grayed out. The grayed out boxes are what? These are other than development clients. In the development client, it is not grayed out. Okay, in the development client, it is not grayed out. It is editable. It is editable. I said the IMG screen, solution designing screen. So this screen is a IMG screen. Okay, and this is a IMG screen. So the IMG screen is grayed out. The IMG screen is grayed out in all other clients. In all other clients. Why? Because whatever we configure must be done in development first and then test it in a unit testing. Any change must be in a development client only. So you configuration here means tables. In the last class we discussed about it, tables. You configure something here and you move it to the unit testing client. EG access data is not transported. EG access data is not transported. I'll configure once again. Look at this. This is development server, quality server, and the production server. We have a development client, unit testing client. Okay, development client and unit testing client. In unit testing client, so this is where IMG configuration is. Unit testing client IMG configuration. This is SAP Easy Access. SAP Easy Access screen. Okay, and you will not have a editable option. You will not have an editable option in Easy Access. Sorry, in IMG screen, unit testing client. Okay, the same is here, training client. Okay, so this is a development client, development server. This is quality server. This is production server. The production server, right? So if you have to configure anything, any solution designing, if you have to do any solution design, where do you do it? In development, there is a golden client, which is 100, for example. In this scenario, it is 100. In real time, it can be any number. Development or golden client. It's named as a development or a golden client. Okay, this is a unit testing client. This is end user training client. This is UAT or CAT, unit user testing and customer testing. This is parallel testing. This is a production client. Production backup. When I say configuration or a solution designing means maintaining the IMG configuration tables. Here, when you log in into the system, what screen do you see first? When you log in into the system, EG access, right?
Yes, sir.
Then how do you go to IMG screen?
SPRO.
SPRO. Enter and click on SAP reference IMG. This is where the solution designing is. This screen is appeared in every client in the landscape, entire landscape. But the tables, if you go to the tables are not editable in quality and production and unit testing clients. Okay, here this table is editable. You can see new entries, you can see copy, you can see delete. But in quality and production and unit testing client, the table look like this. You will not have a maintenance authorization access. Maintenance authorization access. So if I have to configure a location, a personal area, where do I do it? I cannot do it in this unit testing. I cannot do it in quality. I cannot do it in the production because you don't have a new entries option. But where can you go to? Where can you do it? Development client. So configuration means filling the data in the IMG tables. Simply. Okay. Solution designing or configuration both means it is filling the enterprise data in the backend tables, IMG tables. Okay. So IMG tables you will not have access in unit testing and quality clients and the production clients. Only development client. Okay. Let's take an example. Table. Let's say T123 is a table. Let's assume this table name is T123. In this table, I'll show you a simple table. Any table. I go to new entries and I add an entry Z or star. I'm adding an entry, some symbol, and its text, contract employees. The moment I click on save, prompt for customizing request. So what it means is everything you are configuring in development client, every configuration in development client, every configuration in the development client is stored in transport request, which is used to transport configuration from one client to another client, one server to another server. One server to another, one client to another client, and one server to another server. The transport request number is auto generated as soon as text is maintained by us, which is a 10-digit character code. Which is a 10-digit character code. Okay, TR number is a auto generated, okay, 10-digit character code. When you are practicing for the first time, guys, you don't see the transport request by default. Clear? How do you see the screen? I'll show you 1 minute. All right, look at this. For the first time when you click on save, you will see the box like this. Okay, request means transport request and the description. So for the first time you don't have one. For the first time when you configure the very first table in development, this is the first time you are accessing the server with your user ID. So you don't have one transport. What you have to do? Create button. Every video is accessible to you. Keep playing that video and practice it. Initially completely depend on for the first 5 to 6 practical sessions. Okay, you open the video and play it and practice it. Don't depend on your brain. Without looking at the video and you practice it and you get stuck somewhere and then you ask me the questions. Don't do that. If you get stuck anywhere, open the video, listen to the sessions again and again. SAP session, SAP class. Every time you listen, you will find more new things. Repetitive listening of each video is more important. Okay, so create request. Because you don't have one, you have to create new one. Okay, so it says create request and you are the owner, your user ID is the owner. So every time you create a request, follow certain naming according to the company policy. The consulting company you are working with, okay, will tell you the naming convention. Generally, the ideal naming, the country that you are working, the module that you are working on, and phase of the project. If this project is in which phase, if the changes are because of a ticket, then maintain the ticket number and the description of configuration changes. Okay, so this is a format. Suppose if I'm working for India, I'm working on PA configuration. The phase of the project is in realization, which is a third. Okay, third phase. This is not because of any ticket, so I use initial configuration. You see, the moment you click on save or OK, the number is automatically generated for your request. That's it. So next time when you go to any table, okay, let's say if you're making any changes and click on save, it'll save the same configuration in this table. Clear? So a transport request even multiple modules, module limit or a number of tables limit is not there. Okay, once we have to create a new one. Okay, we have to create a new one. That is the introduction of transport request. Okay, so let's say, observe this, how do we use it? I've gone to one table and I maintained some changes and I clicked on save. It is saved in the same transport. I'll go to another table. Probably you can practice this table, guys, for the transport request. In IMG screen, go to our HR related stuff, personal management. Okay, global settings in personal management. You can practice this transport request. In IMG screen, go to IMG screen, personal management, global. Personal management, plan version maintenance, maintain plan versions. You practice the transport request on this table. Maintain plan versions. Okay, so you go to this table, add any entry, go to new entries, add any entry, let's say 1A or 1 or A9, any 2-digit code of your choice. This can be any 2-digit code of your choice, and the text can be anything for now. What we are configuring in this table is not important for us now. Transport request, so just any text. As soon as you click on save, then the system shows a blank, and then here also blank. What you have to do? Anyone? To create a transport, what we have to do?
Need to create the
Create your own.
TR number. Need to give short description.
Click on create. Click on create. Okay, click on create. Then maintain a description. Let's say this project is in I'm working for India and personal administration module. The project is in UAT. Okay, because of some ticket, this is a ticket number. And description, let's say plan version creation, some name. Okay, you are the owner of the transport, so that's it. Automatically a new number generated, 10-digit number. You don't need to remember them. You can trace them. That's not an issue. If you click on one request, it will show you, okay, the request that you have already created. Okay, save it, save okay. That's it. The change that you created A9 is saved in your transport, guys. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So how does it work? How does it work? Look at this. Let's say SAP has provided in this table 01, the text is ABC, 02, 02. You see, there are two entries already there in this table in T1, 2, 3. If these are standard tables, standard entries, definitely these entries would be there
In unit testing and quality. Production.
everywhere. If these are the standard entries, standard SAP given entries, as soon as you install SAP software, these are by default there in every client. Now let's say you are a consultant and you are configuring the locations. These are location tables, for example. Okay, you want to configure the locations. Where do you configure it? So let's say HY. Let's say create HY Hyderabad, an entry, new entry in this table, Bangalore. Okay, and you click on save. When you click on save, what happens?
Ask for the TR
save,
number.
so it will ask for the TR number. TR1 is created. TR1 is created. So TR1 has what? New entries of HY, new entries of BA. The TR1 saves these two entries. Now you tested it. Where do you test it? You test it here. You hire an employee to Hyderabad, you hire an employee to Bangalore, see if it is working fine or not as a easy access. In easy access, like an end user, you test everything. So when you want to test, So if separate unit testing client is provided, you cannot test that here, you can test it here. If unit testing client separately not given for you, if unit testing is separately not given, then you test it in a development itself. If the unit test is given, then you need to test it here. To test it, you have to move the TR from development to unit testing client. The TR has to be moved to development to unit testing client, guys. Automatically the changes are placed here. You don't have to configure them. You don't even have a configuration access. Once your testing is successful, it is working fine. It is working fine. Then you move the TR to quality. TR1 to the quality. In a quality, each client you need to separately move it. Automatically, the same changes are placed here. So you do not have to reconfigure any entry in IMG tables of quality or production servers. Now, who will test it in quality? Who will test it in a quality?
Client.
Client is going to test it. Now, client looks at it. He says in the blueprint, I have already given you the Chennai location, but I'm not able to see Chennai location while hiring an employee here. Testing. While hiring an employee, I'm not able to see Chennai location, but I said there is a Chennai location as well. There is a Chennai location as well. So what is the procedure? Anyone?
Again, need to build the Chennai location in development and need to move those changes to unit testing for testing purpose. After everything is okay, again need to move to quality system and update to the client for testing.
Okay, so what you have to do is you cannot add an entry here because you don't have access. Okay, the only place where you can customize the solution is development client. So you log in into development server, go to this client, then add a Chennai location here. Add a Chennai location. So when I click on save, what will happen?
Again, new TR number will ask, the system will ask new TR number.
So it will ask you the new TR number. Why?
Because already
Because
we have moved the existing TR number to unit testing or in quality.
no, it's
Once
not because
it
of
has
the
been
movement. It's because
okay.
we released it. We
Yeah,
released
sorry,
it.
release it.
Releasing is
Yeah,
different from the movement. So
okay,
we
sorry.
already released it. Okay. So it is moved to the quality server. If it is moved to the quality server, it can be moved only after releasing. Only after releasing. I'll show you how to release it. Without releasing the transport request, if you are moving it to the quality, the base system cannot move it. The transport request is moved by the basis team, not you. You should give that TR number, 10-digit number to the basis team. They'll move it. You should release it and move it to the quality. Okay.
Sir,
So
in real-time scenario also for moving for releasing the changes from development to unit testing, basis team involvement will be there, sir, or only for
no,
quality system?
no, only for quality. So one, if you are moving from one server to another server,
Okay.
then it is
Okay.
required.
And sir, I'm having one more doubt. Actually, we were in the first configuration, we were configured Hyderabad and Bangalore, and client comes up with the new requesting for that Chennai. So again, we have created the Chennai. So now two TRs has been created, right, sir? Those
Yeah,
two need to be moved to production after confirmation by the client in quality system.
we are going to discuss that now.
Okay.
Must be released. to move transport from one server to another server. Okay, releasing is not required. For moving here from one client to other in same server. Okay, so now when I click on save, what will happen? A new TR is created, TR2, which has a new entry, of channel location. So you tested it, it's working fine. It's working fine. You moved the TR to unit testing. So new location is added and it's working fine. It's working fine. Okay. Then you need to release it. You need to release it and move it. Move to queue. Hello. Sir, చేస్తున్నా. Move it and release it. Okay. Then automatically in quality, channel location is placed in all the clients. It's like replicating the same configuration changes in other servers and other clients, guys. There won't be any data differences. Now the client logs in into quality, he performs the testing. Okay. He says, now the company has changed this policy or they want to define a different text for the Bangalore. They want to define a different text for the Bangalore. Okay. So they want to make it as BLR instead of BAN. Where do you do it? Where do we do
Again,
it?
same sir. In development, need to
Go
change
back
the
to the
text.
development. Go back to the development. Or even if they want to delete the Bangalore, you have to go back to the development. Let's say client says, you delete the Bangalore, I don't need this. You delete the Bangalore, I don't need this. Okay. So deletion of an entry and I click on save. When I click on save, again a new TR is created. Okay, it asks for new TR. I cannot use the same TR2. What does it have? Deletion of Bangalore entry. The TR3 have deletion of Bangalore entry. So you move the TR3 to the unit testing, and then here also it gets deleted. See if it is deleted or not. See if it is deleted or not. Okay. And then move this TR. If it is deleted, then move the TR to the quality. So release and move. Release and move to queue. Okay. Then you move the transport once again to all the clients of so then automatically the action that you performed in TR3 is what? Deletion of BA. So the same action automatically system performs it instead of you performing it. Whatever the action, the TR is nothing but what? It's like whatever the actions you are performing in development is being recorded by the system, and the same actions performed by the system in quality. And it could be adding an entry, or it could be a deletion of an entry, it could be modifying the text, anything. Any action that you are performing in development is being recorded by the transport request. I'll show you how does it record. Okay, so now client says, yes, I'm approving it. I'm approving the solution. Okay, the solution is approved. Now move it to production. I'm accepting it and move it to production. How do you move it? Which transport do you move first? Which transport do we move?
TR1, sir.
Act1, yeah, client access service.
Anyone? Any other idea? Which transport should be moved first?
TR1, sir, because we were created Bangalore and Hyderabad. Then after TR2 for creation of Chennai. Again, the client requested for a deletion of Bangalore. Due to for that, we need to create move TR3 release. Sorry.
Yes. TRs. Okay. How? Assume I moved TR3 first, but TR3 contains what? Deletion of Bangalore. Do we have a Bangalore in the production? What does it delete? Without moving TR1, do we have a Bangalore in production?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No, sir. We don't have a Bangalore.
Bangalore. Then what does it delete? It doesn't delete anything. It just moves it. And it says TR is successful. Successfully moved. And then you move TR1. When you move TR1, what happens? It creates, what does it have? New entries of Hyderabad and
Bangalore.
Bangalore. And then you move TR2. Then it has what? New entries of Chennai. Now, if you look at the production system, you have all the three entries. But what client has approved? Is it the same what client has approved in quality?
No, sir.
In quality, in
Yes.
production system, Bangalore appears, but not in quality. In quality, it is correct. The client clearly said Bangalore should not be appeared, but in production, it is appearing. So that's called the differences between the solution, the configuration that has been approved in quality, the configuration that has been moved to production, that inconsistent should not be there. Then again, you put the transports in the same order and you clearly mention them. First move TR1 and then move TR2 and then move TR3. Clear? You need to clearly mention that. Okay. So then they move this TR to the, again, quality in production system in the same order. So the TR, the first one TR is moved from development to quality. Automatically changes are replicated. Okay. Clear. So SAP EG access data is never moved from one client to another client, one server to another server. It's only the IMG screen data which is moved using the mechanism called transport request. IMG screens data is called configuration or solution designing. Why do we need to move the data that is used for testing, dummy data that is used for testing? Do we need to move this data, EG access data? Here we are entering the dummy employees, here we are entering a dummy employees for testing, here we are entering a dummy employees for testing. I mean, user entering the dummy employees for testing. Do we have to move it to the production with the dummy employees?
No, sir.
We must not move them. In production, the real-time employees are hired. In production, you will never have a dummy data in EG access. It's a real-time data. But quality environment and development environment, EG access screens you are using for testing. You are using for testing. Okay. So this is the introduction of the transport request. So all of you today itself try creating the transport request. Tomorrow I'll show you some more features of the transport request, and then we start working on the info tabs.
Sir,
Okay,
having one
doubt,
sir, for practicing in the SAP. So you said that in development, in real-time scenario, there will be unit testing, but we are practicing, so there is only one server. So is there means how to move those changes? TR.
No, you cannot practice that part. Moving the changes. You can practice until the TR is TR creation, TR releasing. Moving that to the quality error production is not your job in the real time also.
For unit testing only, sir. Releasing, I am saying. I have developed some I have done some changes in IMG.
You have a EG access screen, right?
Okay, whatever be the changes are done in IMG, that will be automatically reflected in easy access. That's it, sir.
See, if it is within the client, do we have to move them?
No,
right?
No.
If within the client, both are in 100 client only. You don't need to move them anywhere. So it is once you are placing in the IMG screen, these are automatically usable in EG access in the same client.
Okay.
But in other client, you have to move it explicitly.
Okay, got it,
Okay,
sir.
so when you log in what screen are you logging in? EG access screen only, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you want to configure anything in this client, you go to SPRO and then configure it. And then you test it in EG access screen. Clear? Okay. So that is about the transport. All of you, those who are very much fresher to this SAP screen, today you try to log in into SAP and go to this table, take the screenshot of this path, make some changes. Do not delete anything in the system. Create a new entry, modify the description. Either way is fine. But don't delete any entry from any tables. Go to IMG screen, go to personal management, go to global settings in personal administration, personal management, sorry. And then plan version maintenance and maintain plan versions. and go to new entries, add an entry, and then click on save. Then it will ask you the transport request. Okay, to be strong in English, you need ABCD first. How do you start ABCD? You don't directly write it. Someone has to hold your hand and start writing the ABCD first. Okay, for the first initial 4 or 5 letters, someone will be holding your hand and then practicing it, making you practice. But after that letters, they'll show you and then start writing, asking you to write them. So initially, when we are at ABCD level, so the videos will help you. Okay, you treat it like as if you are learning ABCD for the first time. You have to be slower. Okay, go to each and every step and then slowly do it. Whatever you play video and listen to it and pause it. Do the same thing in the system. Again, listen to it, pause it, do the same thing in the system. So that's what is hand holding in SAP. You require this
Sir,
for the first, let me tell you. First, you require this for the first 3-4 sessions. Okay, from here. A good start is very important. If you don't practice this ABCD properly, you cannot go to the other letters, and using these letters, you cannot build the words. Okay, if you don't build the words properly, you cannot build the sentences. If you don't build the sentences, you cannot speak fluently. So there is every stage. For every stage, what is important is good start. And you have to be clear with the previous stage first. Clear? So that's why the first 10-day session will tell you whether you will be able to learn SAP properly or not. The first 10-day session, 10 days practical session. Those who do not practice this 10 days practical session, they will not be able to continue. I will not allow you to join in another batch unless you have any severe health issue or something, and you inform me. And so far I allowed everyone, for 1 year. So I said, within 1 year you can attend a number of batches. I decided not to allow. What is happening? The people are saying, I want to listen to the sessions again, and that guy is not joining. Somebody else is joining, and I'm not checking everyone, right? Somebody else is joining with the same user ID. So I will not allow anyone to join the sessions again. So you paid a amount and you get something for it. Okay. Every initial session, if I'm done with the class 1 class today, and you be clear with that session by the end of the day, okay, in a way that you don't need to look it back. In any way, you don't need to look it back. So you practice until that level. The initial first 2-week sessions are very, very, very important. Okay, nobody teaches introduction sessions. You go to any institute. I think today's session is 13th session, and we have not started with any topics yet. I give a more important to the basics, the terminology, the role, and what actually we do. And there are 2 more introduction sessions. I'm not going to take another technical session for the next 2 sessions. Okay, totally 15 introduction sessions. If you're not clear still, I can't help you. You try in any institute. They do not take more than 3 sessions as introduction sessions. Understood? So every session is important. Make sure you are clear until, by end of the day. You don't need to look at back again. Okay? Yes, ask me any questions if you have.
Yeah,
Shall we
I have a
create our
question.
own subject, sir?
Huh?
Shall we create our own subject for a transport request?
Yes, you can create your own subject. Hello.
I have one question, sir. As you said, we have created Chennai and Bangalore
Yeah.
and created a transport request and saved it, but not released. And I thought that I want to add one more location. Can we add that one to the same transport request before releasing? Hello.
Yes. Sorry, I was on mute. Before you release the transport, you can add one table configuration, 10 tables configuration. Technically, 10 modules configuration is also possible. If you are responsible for 10 modules configuration is possible for the changes. But once you release it, you cannot put a small dot also with the transport request in any table if it is
Okay.
released.
Okay. Thank you. Understood.
So take this screenshot. Any questions, guys, from anyone?
No, sir.
All right. Catch you tomorrow.
Bye, sir. Have a nice day.
Bye. Thank you, Shiva Sam.
Thanks, sir.